Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and welcome back to another weight loss video. Hope you enjoy. Hungry all the time, all of a sudden, after losing half my body weight. Hi, r/lose it, I got a quick question for you. I'm a 5'3" woman and am now 2 pounds away from having a normal BMI after losing 145 pounds, 65 kilos, over 2.5 years. Go me. For a few weeks now, I've noticed an uptick in my general hunger. Like, I'll have a regular sized lunch at 1 p.m., and instead of being peckish at 6 p.m., I'll be actively hungry from 4 p.m. onwards. I also usually have the same dinner a few times a week with a bunch of complex carbs, feta, and vegetables, and usually it'll keep me full until I go to sleep, but now, a couple hours after eating it, my stomach is actually growling. What the hell? I'm just also thinking about food more now in general, but maybe that's due to the constant hunger, I don't know. This feels rather sudden, and like nothing I've experienced over the past 2.5 years, and I was wondering if other folks here have any experience with a sharp uptick in hunger when they got close to a normal BMI, and what to do about this. I should mention, I haven't been eating less or more than I usually do, so it's not like my body is reacting to a change in the quantity of food that I eat. I also haven't started exercising more than I usually do. I'm kind of at a loss here, so any help would be hugely appreciated. Thanks. I'd say start consuming more protein at this time. Cottage cheese mixed with berries works really well because it digests really slowly, or a Greek yogurt mixed with some walnut chunks. I already eat plenty of seeds and Greek yogurt almost every day. Most of the carbs I eat are complex carbs as well. Brown rice, lentils, quinoa, so I know they're digested slower than simple carbs. I guess I could incorporate animal protein in my meals more often. I usually just put a bunch of cheese for protein, and so far, it's been no issue. Complex carbs are not a substitute for protein, by the way. It's not about slowing digestion, it's about eating enough amino acids to support daily muscle turnover. You need protein, specifically, daily. It's the only macro that's true for, by the way. Count up your grams of protein per day and be sure that it's at least the bare minimum of 0.7 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Some authorities now recommend 1. You need just as much protein per day as you did before losing weight, but since you're eating less food now, that often means you may need to consciously increase the percentage of protein in your diet. Personally, I find that the gnawing, urgent type of hunger almost always means I'm low on protein. I'd also recommend checking all your vitamins and minerals too, and adding a daily multivitamin mineral supplement if you're not doing that already. How's your sleep? Are you feeling stressed? Cortisol rises in both of these situations, causing us to feel hungrier. Actually, I haven't been sleeping great these past couple of months. I keep meaning to take melatonin again to regulate my circadian rhythm. Thanks for the tip. Here's one study, but there's other research showing this too. Participants were able to keep their weight off for this 2-year period, but their levels of the hunger hormone ghrelin increased, and those increases lasted for the entire study. What's more, participants also experienced increases in their feelings of hunger, and these feelings never went away. If you can cultivate mindfulness, distress tolerance, and some cognitive behavioral therapy tricks, example, tell yourself that hunger is not an emergency, remind yourself that hunger comes and goes, that can help if this ends up not going away. Hunger cues are managed by hormones. Any changes to your diet and lifestyle that could have altered your hormones? None that I can think of, and because it's been going on for weeks, it can't really be on my period, because even though I do notice a small uptick in hunger when I do get my period, it wouldn't have lasted for weeks. This is super strange. Have you been sleeping poorly? Sleep deprivation or poor quality sleep will increase your appetite hugely. Have you changed your birth control or done anything else that might shift your hormones? This can also have a huge impact on your appetite. Are you depressed or under more stress than usual? This can prompt your body to produce chemicals that make you feel hungry and or prompt you to want to soothe yourself with food. Gum helps a lot with this one, in my experience. Have you changed your time zone or sleeping hours? Has there been a dramatic difference in sunlight hours or your use of bright indoor lighting in that time? Messing with your circadian rhythm can change your appetite too. Are you taking any new medications? Appetite change is a common side effect. In the meantime, you might want to try increasing your planned calories a bit to see if it helps. Trying to grit your teeth and resist intense hunger often leads to binging, so it's better to intentionally slow your weight loss or even gain a few pounds to get your head on straight than to go on a huge binge. Adding in some cardio, even brisk walks, can curb hunger too, and can make it easier to eat a little more without gaining. Maybe try taking a diet break and eat at maintenance for a month or so to let your body readjust. The closer you get to your goal weight, the more that your body is going to fight you, and the same deficit is a larger percentage of your total calorie needs. The other thing that helps me is increasing my activity. If I exercise, I don't necessarily get hungrier, especially if I'm doing resistance training, but it ups my total daily energy expenditure and over time my BMR too to match what I actually want to eat. I'm in a similar situation. I lost about 60 to 65 pounds over the past year, and I'm so close to my goal weight. But all of a sudden, I'm hungry all the time. I read an article recently that said something like, the leaner you get, the more difficult it is to lose fat since your body's actively trying to replenish the fat storages. I have no idea how accurate this article was, but I can try to find it if interested. Also, congrats on the weight loss. That's hugely impressive. I've gone through this exact same thing. The problem is that after dieting for so long, our hunger and food hormones get out of whack, which can cause issues. For me, I spent most of the last year on a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit. No issues at all with hunger or sleep until I got to a healthy weight. No issues at all with hunger or sleep until I got to my healthy weight. Then I started having restless nights, trouble sleeping, and constant hunger. What helped me is to slowly increase calories. A day or two of maintenance calories has made me sleep like a baby, which helps lessen the hunger. I will say though that I'm more hungry now than I ever was while dieting. It's something I'm just gonna have to live with, I think. Fiber helps me. I go through waves of this. It seems to coincide with my body getting more fit, for the lack of a better term. I eat a ton of veggies and focus on ones filled with fiber, and it does help. Good luck. As I got close to a normal BMI, I also started exercising with more intensity, even if my activity minutes stayed constant. I found that increasing my fats and proteins helped a lot, as well as changing up the times of day when I ate. I could no longer fast until lunch because my morning activity usually made me lightheaded. I haven't read the comments or given my comment enough thought, about to go to bed, but perhaps you've been in a severe calorie deficit, but have enough energy stores that your body could handle that calorie deficit without feeling drained. Now that you're closer to your target weight, that is no longer the case, or to a much lesser degree at least. You might need to increase your calories to have a smaller deficit. You could also eat closer to maintenance for the time being, maybe to give your body a break from the stress weight loss places on it, and focus more on giving it good nutrients and rehabbing any major muscles that don't work as well as you'd like, if any. Congrats, by the way. Sounds like awesome progress. I have been through this, though I'm not yet at my goal weight. There's some mechanism that spurs dysregulation in the hunger and satiety hormones that can drive one to desperately want to overeat and make up for lost body mass. I tried all the suggestions, flexing my macros, trying more protein, more fat, etc., and adding more fiber, taking a diet break, drinking more water, etc., and nothing worked for me except a manufactured solution, casein protein powder. Casein specifically, not whey, because it's significantly slower digesting. Bodybuilders take it before bed for overnight muscle repair, but I take it either with my meal, mixed in oatmeal, or after the meal as a dessert pudding, with either breakfast or lunch. For 100 to 200 calories, it fills me up such that I'm not ravenous between meals, but appropriately hungry for the next meal, able to enjoy it, but not starving as I finish it. By eating at breakfast or lunch, the enhanced satiety would last long enough, i.e. 6-ish hours, to get me through the part of the day when I was hungriest. So if you use it, flex when you take it according to your own hunger window. The first time I needed to use the protein powder, I supplemented for nearly 2 weeks before I experimented with withdrawing it, and found that my hunger levels had returned to their previous levels, i.e. where my prior meals were once again sufficient. I've had a couple of shorter bouts since, where I only needed to take it for a couple of days to outlast the ravening starvation signals. Essentially, it's the same thing as Greek yogurt and cottage cheese, farm cheese, but dialed up to 11. For me, the former two were not enough, though I was eating generous quantities of both and other protein besides. If you can't have milk products for digestive reasons, you might want to experiment with the various plant protein powders instead, but I've generally found them to be less satiating, so they need topping up more frequently. In encouraging news, the hunger does go away. You just have to outlast it. Speaking personally, it's grown much less intense as I've gotten leaner. So if you're at your goal weight, you might only have one round to go through to get things settled. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please tap subscribe to join our awesome community, the Narwhals, and for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. And here's our featured Narwhal of the day. My journey, not finished, but proud.